From a man so big he had to be buried in what looked like a piano case, to the heaviest person ever recorded at a whopping 1,397 pounds, we take a look at 10 of the heaviest people who ever lived.
Number 10.
Robert Earl Hughes, 1,070 pounds. Born in June 4, 1926, Robert Earl Hughes was the heaviest man recorded in history at the time. Robert got to that alarming weight owing to a problem with his pituitary gland throughout his life, since he was already 200 pounds by the age of 6 years old. Hughes died on July 10, 1958, after contracting the measles, which rapidly developed into uremia, the condition responsible for his death. Robert's coffin was so big that it resembled a piano case. At his death, he was the world's heaviest man, weighing in at 1,041 pounds.
Number 9.
Patrick Doole, 1,072 pounds. Patrick Doole is a 53-year-old man from Grand Island, Nebraska, who was formerly the manager of a restaurant. Patrick was one of the heaviest people in the world at his peak weight of 1,072 pounds, before he lost a record 570 pounds in just a year with the help of a gastric bypass surgery and another surgery for removing excess skin and a huge mass of fat from his body.
Number 8.
Michael Branco, 1,100 pounds. Michael Branco was an American born in 1953 and remains to be one of the greatest success stories when it comes to losing weight. Suffering from a severe case of obesity, Michael grew to the weight of 1,100 pounds, making him one of the heaviest people in his time. He was determined to lose the excess weight, and through exercise and dieting, he got down to 198 pounds. Michael died in July of 2013.
Number 7.
Francis John Lange, 1,187 pounds. Francis John Lange also goes by the name Michael Walker, and he is one of those people who have tried their best to change the world through sharing his personal experiences. Born in 1934, he had a normal childhood and even got to serve his country as a soldier. However, his addiction to prescription drugs led to him becoming overweight. Francis got a mobile home with observation windows. He would exhibit himself at fairs and carnivals. Francis is reported to have lost over 800 pounds, and he is now approximately 370 pounds.
Number 6.
Walter Hudson, 1,197 pounds. Walter Hudson was born in 1944 in Brooklyn, New York. Walter's waist was so large that it still holds the Guinness World Record for being the largest at 119 inches. The heaviest weight that Walter recorded was 1,197 pounds. Weight that is enough to make him one of the heaviest people in the history of the world. Walter managed to lose at least 720 pounds before rescue workers had to tear down his bedroom wall because he could not get out of the house any other way. Walter died in December 1991.
Number 5.
Carol Yeager, 1,200 pounds. Carol Yeager was a U.S. citizen born in 1960. Carol was the heaviest woman ever recorded in history, with a peak weight of 1,200 pounds, a record that has yet to be broken by any other woman in the world. There are unconfirmed reports that she had gotten as heavy as 1,603 pounds, a weight which, if there was proof, would make her the heaviest human being in history. Carol is famous for losing over 520 pounds in 3 months without the help of surgical procedures. Carol began developing health problems that required her to go to the hospital 13 times in 2 years, a move that required at least 15 to 20 firefighters to realize. Carol died in 1994.
Number 4.
Robert Butler, 1,200 pounds. Robert Butler is a U.S. citizen born in 1972, living in Providence, Rhode Island. Robert weighs approximately 1,200 pounds. His weight has forced him to live in a Bannister house care home for close to 10 years, but he is now in the hospital owing to the home's crippling debts. Moving him required a crew equipped with a crane to carry him out of the home to the hospital because he cannot walk or even use a wheelchair.
Number 3.
Manuel Uribe, 1,320 pounds. Manuel Uribe was born in Monterrey, Mexico in 1965. Manuel was a celebrity during his lifetime, with the weight that was killing him giving him a lot of the media attention. The sad thing is that Manuel was confined to his bed for over a decade, to the point of attending his own wedding while on his bed. With the help of nutritionists and doctors, Manuel managed to lose more than 400 pounds, because his last weight measurement stood at around 869 pounds. Manuel's death had a close relationship to cardiovascular complications and liver problems. He died May 26, 2014.
Number 2.
Khalid Bin Mohsen Sari, 1,345 pounds. Khalid Bin Mohsen Sari is a man who was born in Saudi Arabia in 1991 and is still alive and well. In August 2013, Khalid weighed in at 1,345 pounds, making him the heaviest living person in his time. When news of his weight reached King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia, the king ordered that Khalid be moved to the capital, Riyadh, for treatment. Professionals had to use a forklift to get him out of his house to the hospital because he could not move himself. As a result, Khalid was able to lose over 700 pounds in 6 months and is continuing with his treatment and living a much healthier lifestyle.
Number 1.
Jon Bauer Minik, 1,397 pounds. Jon Bauer Minik was a U.S. citizen born in 1941. Jon was and still remains to be the heaviest person in the world, weighing in at approximately 1,400 pounds at his peak in 1979. Jon Bauer's weight is the heaviest weight ever recorded of a human being, with more than half of it attributed to his body's water retention resulting from a condition common in overweight people called edema. However, Jon worked hard to shed a lot of weight before he died, since one of his last weight measurements showed he was down to 796 pounds. Jon Bauer died in 1983.
Check out our other videos and remember to hit the subscribe button for more videos every week.